Good evening and a warm welcome to all the lovely audience who have tuned in to watch us live today. I'm Sharmishta Parmar, the Community Engagement Lead from Story Circle EduSarthi. And we are here today with our first episode of Utsav, celebrating EduSarthi. And today we have with us Miss Yashoda Kandivali, Miss Chayanika Goswami, Miss Minakshi Patel, and my co-host Shobhani Chakravarti.
Good
And
evening, everyone.
Very
you
good evening.
might be
Good evening.
guessing why are we here today? Uh, all the Edusatis are here from our batch one to share their journey. So, how are you all?
Very good.
Doing great, ma'am. It's a pleasure to be here, and I am
Fine,
truly
fine.
honored. So, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Same here, Yashoda. And since you all are connected with EduSarthi, my first question goes to you is how did you get in touch with EduSarthi? Like, how did you get this approach? What made you get enroll in this course?
Okay, so actually, I'm an early childhood educator, and even though I'm not very active on social media, but I'm very actively passive, browsing if at all there are any webinars, which I can log in and try to get to know the best practices. So what happens is that at one point of time, Google itself offers you a sort of, recommendations. So the same thing has happened to me in the Instagram, and the whole concept looked very interesting because story and circle, because we have circle time during our everyday sessions. So somewhere I could relate to the story and the circle time put together to be a story circle. And the whole idea was very innovative, and that's when I tried to peep in and get the details. And that's how I ended up being a batch one student of Edu Sarthi's story circle.
Lovely, lovely. What about you, Chayanika?
Yes, same as Yashoda ma'am, as I'm a early child educator. But for some reason, I have left my job. But I'm really passionate about the storytelling sessions, So my kid was just growing up. Then I want to join something like that, the storytelling sessions like in the while browsing the social media or the Googles. I was just searching, and then I come to know about first about the Kathalaya, isn't it? And I visited Bangalore for my some personal issues. And then I also visited to Kathalaya, but unfortunately Gita ma'am was not there. So I visited. When I entered the Kathalaya, really, I went back to my childhood and just like the storybook pages, everything. So I was at the same time I was following then Yogita ma'am also story circle. Then it come whenever you follow one group, then another group automatically come in the Googles or the FB pages. So story circle, I have read everything about story. These two women are really, I followed both them. One is the Gita ma'am and another thing is Yogita ma'am. Then I decided I have to go Ahmedabad to take how it is. I mailed to Yogita ma'am for the same thing, the story circle, how the name was really attract me. Then I decided to move to Ahmedabad for the circle storytelling training programs because I don't have any technical trainings on the storytelling. Though I told stories in my classroom sessions and all, but I don't know how to practically how to tell the stories and technical, some scientific technical this one. So I decided. Then I mailed to Yogita ma'am, and then I just the lockdown, first lockdown, it was just before the first lockdown, and then Yogita ma'am asked me that we are going to do some storytelling session virtually online, so you are very fortunate. So I really then first dance with story or like that one program was there, 5 days or 6 days program, so I joined there. And really, I enjoyed this full 5 days journey. Really, very beautiful journey it was on the storytelling program. So, like that, I come to know about Story Circle and the Edu Sarthi. And later on, Yogita ma'am joined me in the Edu Sarthi program. Unless I was just follower as a Story Circle's follower, in the FB page.
Lovely. So stories connecting people again over
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
वंडरफुल वंडरफुल हाउ अबाउट यू मीनाक्षी आप कैसे जुड़े एड्यू सारथी के साथ आपने ये कोर्स लेना क्यों किस किस वजह से सोचा आपने कि आई शुड गो फॉर दिस कोर्स
एक्चुअली मैं है ना बच्चों की यहाँ पे एक क्लब है अहमदाबाद में इका क्लब वहाँ पे पूरा बच्चों का डिपार्टमेंट संभाल रही हूँ और मैं खुद मोर देन 20 एक्टिविटी की सिंगल फैकल्टी हूँ तो मैं बच्चों को एवरी टाइम कुछ नया देना होता है मुझे भी तो मैं योगिता मैम को आई थिंक बिफोर 10 या 11 इयर्स पहले मिली थी जब मैंने उनकी पहली स्टोरी सुनी रियली मैं एकदम बच्ची हो गई थी मैंने बोला नहीं मुझे है ना बस लाइक योगिता मैम मुझे कुछ ऐसी स्टोरी करनी है और लिटरली मैंने है ना कॉपी की थी आके मेरे बच्चों के सामने तो उनके जैसे एकदम स्वीटली वॉइस नहीं कर पाई या स्वीटली मैं परफॉर्मेंस नहीं कर पाई थी लेकिन मैंने ट्राई किया देन अगेन मुझे एक मौका मिला कि योगिता मैम ने यहाँ पे शिवरंजनी ब्रांच पे एक सेशन रखा था और वहाँ पे आई थिंक चन्निका मैम भी थे आई थिंक हाँ चन्निका मैम नहीं थे यहाँ के ही थे अहमदाबाद के कोई एंड हम लोग ने साथ में एक सेशन लिया विथ म्यूजिकल स्टोरी मैं सोच नहीं पा रही थी कि रियली बच्चों को इतना इजी वे से एंटरटेनमेंट कर सकते हैं क्या हम मैंने अगेन वही कॉपी किया आके एंड देन मैं हमेशा योगिता मैम को ऐसे रिक्वेस्ट करती रही कि नहीं हमें भी कुछ ट्रेनिंग दो हमें भी ये करो और ऑलवेजली मैं एक जॉब पर्सन हूँ मैं भी जॉब करती हूँ तो मेरे पास इतना टाइम नहीं था लेकिन लॉकडाउन ने हमको इतना अच्छा मौका दिया कि जैसे ही मैंने मैसेज पढ़ा कि ओके ये कुछ हो रहा है मैंने तुरंत योगिता मैम को कॉल किया और योगिता मैम ने बोला ओके मैं भी आपको ही याद कर रही थी और मैंने इमिडिएटली ज्वाइन कर लिया ये और इतनी अमेजिंग जर्नी थी मीन्स कि हमको लगा देश देश में से सब लोग इकट्ठे होके हम लोग एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म पे आ गए हैं तो इट वाज रियली गुड एक्सपीरियंस
lovely so different stories coming from all the way that how you all got connected and what telepathy with Yogita ma'am and I will truly agree with all of you once whoever meets Yogita ma'am it's just like a we get so attached with her and we feel like more and more to learn from her.
yes yes
Over to you, Shobhari. Please continue.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, before I go ahead, I would like to really quote Meenakshi ma'am. As she said that we are here from, I guess, all different parts of India. And we see we are all settled here with one platform. And that's, again, a uniqueness and a love for story that bring us together, right? Excellent. Now, I would really like to know from all of you that after the course, how you were able to practice it. Was it helpful as a tool? Was it helpful as a career? How you have gone through it now?
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
storytelling, it has been always a part of the early childhood curriculum. The point is that, it was difficult for people to engage crowd because, the children's attention span is really low. So earlier it was just about orally just telling a story or using one or two props. So, I tried musical, I tried, using the puppets and everything. So I think, after taking the course, it was really clear how to get down to the level of the child matlab what are the things that the child what are the things that might grab the child's attention and what are the things that are still needed from a storyteller. So I think when I joined the course, I got that clarity, because earlier I was not trained. I was not trained as an educator. So it all, it's like me trying out things, figuring out whether this works, that works, especially in the storytelling, because storytelling is something, which few kids, if it is attractive, they give their whole attention, or if they know the story, if they know the characters, if they are familiar, then you get their attention. But otherwise it gets really difficult for a storyteller to engage kids age 3 to 4 years. So that has been a challenge for me in the beginning. So slowly I tried, okay, so if I do this, then probably, if I give a character to a child, probably that is when, when they do the pretend play, they will be more engrossed. So I think, to be very frank, when I joined the course, that is the clarity that I have got. What are the different things that can be, because I, different ages, 3 to 4 it is different, 4 to 5 it is different, above 7 it is different. So there are different complexities, or different methodologies that we use for children. So I think after this course I got that clarity, and now I make it a point that during my circle time, at least I have one read aloud story, or no, I try to have a musical or any one thing on a daily basis. And I could see, because I already have a library behind me, my kids are also, they were very much interested, and I can see little libraries coming up in their homes, small board books or flap books and all. So I think, yes, I think, the whole course has given me a clarity, and it has, helped me to understand how to go about it. Yeah, so that is, my journey after the course in terms of
So,
storytelling.
yeah, as per Yogita ma'am, it worked magic as a tool, right? In your
Yes,
in your career,
true.
excellent.
The the best thing about a storytelling is that, if you want to bring about a change in a child, if you say no, you have to change this, that doesn't have much of an impact. When you wind up, when you build a story, and you name a character, and you tell that that character did something like this, but he shouldn't have done that, he should have done like this. I think, a story, when you're putting it up indirectly, that has an impact on the child, wherein the child does a self correction. Okay, I think this is something similar to me, and I think I have done that, and I should not have done that. So even that part also I have noticed, especially, the health and cleanliness part, brushing your teeth twice and all. So when we teach children, with something like that, showcasing a character who has done wrong, and this is the right thing, I think they bonded really well and understood the whole concept, and tried correcting themselves when we put it up through a story and put a blame, or put a character, the thing on the character, like wind the story on a character.
Yeah.
So I think even, that also was a takeaway for me, from the storytelling course.
Right. So you don't tell them that, okay, you're doing it wrong. You just tell them a story and they correct it themselves.
Yes,
Excellent.
yes.
Awesome. Great. So we'll go to Chanika ma'am now.
Yes, after attending the storytelling course through Story Circle, before I didn't have any training program, or I didn't attend any workshop on storytelling, but I did storytelling, isn't it? When I was as a teacher, so I did. We have 1 month one story. In like that, 1 month one stories, then again another month another, we have to display on the display board the story, what story we are going to tell this month, with the picture, and the story is written below the picture, like that. So we have to teach the children, teach the kids. So like that, all the day, how do I just read the story and just memorize them like that? No. So I use them to sing the story someday with the actions like that. So without any training, I did that one. Then after, when I first the Dance with Stories program, when I attend with Yogita ma'am, then also I come to, okay, this story, I didn't know about the actions and singing with the stories. When she taught us, okay, I did this one, isn't it? So everything is in our blood, or I don't know, and whatever. But yes, these are the techniques. So after attending this class, I have really more confident, isn't it? So as a story, I can dance, I can sing, I can be a joker like that with the kids. My shyness also is I'm a little bit introvert. So after attending the course, I really I'm open up right now. I can tell anything. I can dance with in front of anyone with my audience. I can mimicking anything. So overconfident level is this growing up on me actually. Before my character is also changing. So yes, definitely. So how can to entertain the children? Especially, I prefer storytelling to the younger ones only. And one thing is that I used to tell the stories with puppets. I prefer that. Some the stick puppets or another, which can be attract them more with the voice modulations, different characters, different without this. So I really enjoyed, and really it's changed my life also. Now again, I did so many storytelling session after this attending the courses. No doubt it's online, but before lockdown I did offline courses, sorry, offline sessions on the storytelling. And right now I'm doing only all the online sessions. But yes, it's really works great after attending the course. How to attract them in the online, it's really very difficult to sit all the kids, isn't it? So yeah, so I can dance with them. I can just anything, so they can sit in the one sit, one seat. They
So
can sit and they
flexibility added
entertainment.
to creativity, right?
Yes,
Flexibility added to creativity and made you super confident.
yeah,
Excellent.
definitely. It's like
That's
that. Thank
amazing
you.
to hear from you, Chainika ma'am. So let's go to Meenakshi ma'am.
मैं थोड़ा बीच में डिस्कनेक्ट थी, तो मुझे क्वेश्चन अगेन रिपीट करो.
श्योर. हमने ये पूछा आपसे कि कोर्स करने के बाद ये कोर्स से आपको कैसे मदद हुई आपके करियर में, या आपने सिर्फ इसको एक टूल की तरह यूज किया?
यस. जैसे कि मैं बता दूं कि मैं ना लास्ट 22 ईयर्स से बच्चों की एक्टिविटी में इन्वॉल्व हूँ. के मैं आफ्टर स्कूलिंग एक्टिविटी लेती हूँ, लेकिन ये स्टोरी टेलिंग मिसिंग थी मेरी लाइफ में या मेरे करियर में. ओके, जैसे ही हमने स्टोरी टेलिंग का जो ये योगिता मैम से, मैं कोर्स नहीं बोलूंगी, पता है उन्होंने कुछ ऐसा दे दिया जादू कि जो एज को मैं मिस कर रही थी. जैसे कि मेरी क्लब में 2500 प्लस बच्चे हैं. ओके, तो मैं 3 to 7 ईयर्स के कोर्स लेती थी, 7 to 9, 9 to 12 मिस के आगे जा रही थी, लेकिन जो टोडलर्स थे उसके लिए मैं कुछ नहीं कर पा रही थी. तो जब मैं ये स्टोरी टेलिंग थ्रू ये कुछ नॉलेज देने लगी ना, तो सब पेरेंट्स ने किया ओके, अब राइट है, अब आप पूरी एज को कवर कर रहे हो. और इवन मेरे एमडी ने भी अप्रिशिएट किया कि हम ये एज को मिस कर रहे थे, जो आपने पूरा कर दिया.
वाह. So it has been a addition, right? It was like a verbal medal to you on your chest.
Yes, exactly. उसके साथ जैसे कि योगिता मैम ने एक वो पार्ट दे दिया कि उसके साथ हम स्टडी में कैसे उनको इन्वॉल्व कर सकते हैं, लाइक ग्रामर, लाइक स्किल डेवलपमेंट, लाइक वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन. एंड बच्चों को नहीं बोलना सिखाते हैं हम कि चलो शेर है. तो ये सब बातें पेरेंट्स को, हमारे मेंबर्स को तो बहुत अच्छी लगी.
Right. That's so brilliant and so exciting to hear how it had helped you to shape all over, like flexibility, maybe stage fear in your career as a tool, in all ways. And that's awesome to hear from all of you. So are you all ready for the next coming question towards you?
Wow. Yes.
I really like Yashoda ma'am's thumbs up. Honestly, that gives a very nice push to go ahead. Excellent.
True. That's like a boost up for me whenever I see children. Okay, are you done? So it's a good feeling, Okay.
Exactly. Right. So here comes your next question. We would definitely love to know that how do you see yourself as a storyteller in future, or how you would like to use this idea of storytelling in future.
Okay, so I would like to be that kind of a storyteller wherein I'm just not just narrating the stories, but I want to inspire children, to get more imaginative and creative and become better storytellers than just story listeners, than just being a passive there. So my main aim would be that I would inspire them, get them to understand that storytelling is not just about listening to a story and just repeating the same exact words. They can change the characters, they can change the plot, they can bring in lot of imaginative characters and everything. So whatever basically the imagination or the innovation that they can add to a particular thing, I think as a storyteller, that would be my focus point. And because I am already in the early childhood education profession, so I think few concepts are there where kids wouldn't understand in the one go. So I think their storytelling does magic. So you do an activity, you tell a story, after story you get them to do an activity. They know the story, they know the concept also. So going forward, I think this is what I'm going to do, and use it not just as a tool or a career, but I would like to build everything on top of that, because that
So
is
cool.
what would bring out the other side of a children, their creativity and their imagination, which is very important for this generation, because they're exposed to too many things, they look at so many things and they have so many ideas. So rather than just stubbing down their point of view, I think as an educator and a storyteller, this is what I would like to make a difference into. Yeah, to bring up
So
that side.
here we add innovation to the platter, right? And again,
Yes.
of course, innovation can only help us to go ahead. And I guess what they say, we can mix and match and can try something new. So
True.
awesome, awesome. And now let us go to Minakshi ma'am.
Just minute, huh,
No worries. So Minakshi ma'am is getting. So by the time Meenakshi ma'am comes back, we can get ahead with a little of our innovative ideas. It was excellent to talk to you regarding that, and I feel what you say, Sharmishta ma'am, is a very good idea that Yashoda ma'am just
Wonderful
talked about.
because
Yeah.
yeah, she's Meenakshi, are
We
you?
have Meenakshi ma'am back. Are you ready, Meenakshi ma'am?
यस शबरी एक्चुअली मैं ना वो बेसमेंट वन में हूँ ना, तो मेरा थोड़ा डिस्कनेक्ट होता है ये नेट. नो
No
प्रॉब्लम.
worries, ma'am. We are happy
ओके.
to have you back. Ji.
बिकॉज मेरा एक क्लास भी गोइंग ऑन है एंड
Right.
मुझे थोड़ा
You're a multitasker, obviously. I remember that.
ओके.
Yeah.
अगेन क्वेश्चन रिपीट करो.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. मैं ये जानना चाहूंगी आपसे कि आप फ्यूचर में स्टोरी टेलिंग को कैसे आगे बढ़ाना चाहेंगी.
हाँ, देखो मैं एकदम पर्सनली लेती हूँ कि जैसे कि नहीं हम 14 to 18 20 होते तो हम थोड़ा डांस एंथव होते हैं, तो बोले हाँ हम डांस क्लास लेते हैं ये वो, फिर थोड़े आगे जाते हैं हाँ मैं ये आर्ट में बहुत अच्छा कर सकती हूँ. लेकिन स्टोरी टेलिंग एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है कि हम अगर 70 इयर्स के भी हो गए ना तो बहुत अच्छे से प्रेजेंट कर लेंगे स्टोरी टेलिंग को. बाकी सब प्लेटफॉर्म को हमको छोड़ना पड़ेगा धीरे धीरे, क्योंकि ये मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है. मैं जब से सोचती हूँ ना कि ऐसे 25 एज में क्या थी ये वो, आज मैं 45 क्रॉस कर रही हूँ, तो मुझे लगता है कि अब मैं सबको छोड़ूंगी लेकिन स्टोरी टेलिंग को एक बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म बना के रखूंगी. Thank you.
Excellent. So we got flexibility, we got innovation, and we also got lifelong learning along with storytelling. So storytelling
Yes.
serving all areas and all ages, as per Meenakshi ma'am.
Really.
Excellent
एंड
that is.
एक्सपीरियंस भी इतने हो जाते हैं कि हम इतने अच्छे से परफॉर्म कर लेंगे फिर उस टाइम पे भी अभी तो कर ही रहे हैं, लेकिन लॉन्ग
Definitely.
टर्म पे भी हमको ये स्टोरी टेलिंग नहीं छोड़ना पड़ेगा कभी.
Excellent. That is so true. I believe, and I really believe that what you're saying, that is something we can definitely continue for a very longer time. And yes,
I think I would like to add one more point to what Meenakshi ma'am has said very rightly, that art class, okay, dance class. So I think, dance class would be, the physical development, a
Yes.
choreographer is teaching us, you are, repeating that. Art also, you have to get the basics, okay, ye bahar nahi jana hai. With brush, you have to put such strokes. With on canvas, you have to first, fill up this thing. So there are certain rules and regulations for, almost every art. But I think storytelling is something, which brings the creative side. Matlab, there is nothing right or nothing wrong there. It is all about, taking it
how
up.
you're
And yeah, that's what. So I think I agree. I second to what Meenakshi ma'am has said. There is no age limit. There is no right or wrong, and it just gets better.
exactly. So here we are, how storytelling reaching life, teaching us, and how we are teaching everyone around us. So storytelling touching lives. That's what I would like to say here. Thank you so much. And now I would like to again give it back to Sharmishta ma'am.
I just got a message. If we'll just wait for a minute if Chayanika can join us back, because
Sure.
I guess she's trying, but again the network issues. She's back there in
Definitely.
Assam, where it's a
Definitely.
remote
I
area.
was just going to add that. She's sitting from Guwahati and she's trying her best to be here. That is
A best
really
example
appreciated.
of the online thing that is going on, Strawberry ma'am, see, even the COVID couldn't stop the storytelling reaching all
Exactly.
over India.
All
So,
over
Very
India.
we just not only the, offline methods like, puppeteering or, not, we didn't explore only those, but, right now, sharing a PPT or video, because we do that. We play a story video, we are supposed to pause it, you're supposed to ask a question. So there is a thing like think, pair, and share. So I think, storytelling has even spread across really well. It has gelled in so well, even for the online teaching, that even now when we are taking up this distance learning or this virtual learning, even it has become a very integral part, like now the technology had become, the prop that we
Friends
use
to
here.
us. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the prompt that we use. So you can put an animation PPT or an interactive one, or you play a video, you pause, you talk to the child, you narrate it. So I think it has all it is offline, online. Wherever you go, you can without any second thought, you can take up
Right.
storytelling. So it has touched up all the mediums.
Yeah. So now miles are just numbers, we can say. What do you think?
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah. So
So
now
the
we
batchman also proves the same thing, right? North, south, west, east, or you
exactly.
name it, and we had
Exactly.
it. Everybody
Got it.
coming up from
Yeah.
different corners of
So
India,
we
and now
have
it has gone to
Guwahati.
world. Now it has
Yeah.
gone to world. It started from India and it had gone out. So
Gone to
that is
world.
one thing,
Yeah.
ma'am. I think COVID has been a boon to me, because if at all this session would have happened a physical way, then I would not have been a part of it, because I cannot travel all the way to Ahmedabad to enroll into the course. So it had become online. It was an online this thing, very flexible timings, and also I think I would definitely would like to add that COVID was a boon, because of which we switched to the online, and I got the opportunity to be a part of the the story
Right.
circle course. Yeah,
So
so
that is
thanks
how
to
we
COVID.
did. So one one at Guwahati, one Ahmedabad, one Hyderabad, and we are going to get some many more. So we'll keep those surprises and hush hush. Let us wait for them to arrive and we can have them as well later. So the series is gonna continue. This is just the first step and the first episode with our beautiful, brilliant storytellers that we have got. Our asset, our alumni, our asset. And yeah, let's go ahead and have more series to come. There'll be a lot of
Sure.
more
It's
people.
always a pleasure and a privilege, ma'am, to be part of the, story circle session, or be it, whatever programs are being conducted. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks for being here. It's our privilege as
Thank you
well.
so much. It was wonderful listening to your journey, and like stories have helped you so much. And I'm sure that we are going to continue with this. And from a whole team, from the bottom of our heart, best wishes to everyone, that you all continue in the same spirit, and best wishes to you all.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you so
Ma'am.
much
Thank
for
Thank
being
you.
you.
here
Thank you
again.
so much, Sarmishta ma'am.